Hi man, stop bopping your head so much. Mad distracting and your comments distracting too. I can never understand what Jaime says after you say, you can follow me on Twitter at Jaime, listen again, man. You're gaining weight. No, your eyes are seeing things a little wider. That's right, it's that time of the week. I am Jaime Rivera. This is Pocket Now, and this is the Pocket Now Daily Recap from last week. So on Monday, I asked you if you're happy with Nokia's return to the smartphone game. There are conflicting rumors regarding the fact that Nokia probably does next year, and probably also includes VR headsets. We have 557 comments, out of which Honorable Wolf says, I think there are going to be a lot more cheap Android phones from Nokia. Am I right? And it depends. Nokia did a good job with its pricing in the past. The thing is, they're also a premium company, but remember, this is a different Nokia, not the same handset division that they sold to Microsoft. And Lars Review says, Nokia has always made great phones. An example would be the Nokia N86 that had a Carl Zeiss camera. The only problem was the buggy OS. Nokia with Android would be amazing, and yes, it would be amazing. The Nokia Z1 tablet has performed great so far, but then again, smartphones are a different animal. We'll see. Then Shobin says, but Nokia isn't really Nokia now anymore, is it? Their handset division still remains at Microsoft, and yes, you're right, this would be a different company actually. And part of the reports claim that this would actually be a Foxconn thing, where Foxconn builds everything and just straps the Nokia brand on it. And it could be an exclusive to China as well, so it's hard for us to predict what exactly are we getting, but this is not the previous Nokia that we knew. On Tuesday, I asked you, what did you think about LG using a professional photographer to show us what the LG GeForce camera could do, as that was the teaser ad that LG had published, and obviously it spurred some controversy. We have 501 comments, out of which Stefan says, they better tape a freaking DSLR to the back of that G4 for all that hype, and yes, deceptive marketing can be an issue. Then Ishan says, it's all about advertising. We should not always believe in a teaser like that. How can a phone's camera replace professional DSLR lens, and there's just no way that'll happen. So I find it really bad that a professional photographer would state things like this over a video, but then again, you know, that's the price they charge, I guess. Then Jason says, the camera on for smartphone is a very huge selling point to many persons. It's a good idea for LG to market the phone's camera, and yes, let's market the phone's camera. And so far in our test of the G4, it does an amazing job. Let's just not say that it's as good as a DSLR. That's just not right, or correct, or even possible yet. On Wednesday, I asked you, what did you think about Project Fi, Google's new MVNO service in conjunction with Sprint, T-Mobile, and a couple of Wi-Fi stuff? Because that's the way it's going to work. We have 620 comments, out of which Dan the Game says, why are data caps still a thing? And yes, you're paying $10 per gigabyte, which is crazy. We thought that we were getting sort of like what Google Fiber is. You pay very little money and get great service, but 10 bucks for a gig, even though not necessarily expensive, is not the Google that we expected. How is this any different to current carriers? Yes, there are differences, but Republic Wireless gives you some really good deals. Then another commenter says, Project Fi would be wonderful if they didn't use T-Mobile, so unreliable. And yes, I know a lot of people that agree with that, but then again, that depends on where you live. And that's the cool thing about Project Fi. It'll move around between Sprint, T-Mobile, and Wi-Fi, so you're not necessarily stuck to T-Mobile. And Miguel Angel says, I don't like Google's Fi as it is. $20 base plus $10 per gigabyte. That's not really great. Republic Wireless wins this round, and yes, thank you for bringing that up. Republic Wireless offers a great deal. The problem is it's not available everywhere, so it all depends on where you are. On Thursday, I asked you, what is your favorite mapping and navigation service, as the news were that Apple, Amazon, and Facebook were interested in buying Nokia Here Maps, which is on sale. We have 158 comments, out of which Chris H says, I like maps I have on my car, and true, a lot of people do, but then again, how do you navigate on a metro or looking for a place while you're walking? That's the advantage of having it on your phone. That was the question. And Jonas says, I use Google Maps the most. Microsoft should buy Here Maps, and that would be a good point. If Microsoft acquired the mobile division from Nokia, then why not buy Here Maps and offer the service? Anything's better than whatever Microsoft can offer so far. And Mazen says, Here Maps was best for me in Dubai on my Lumia 920, but Europe is still Google Maps, no doubt, and yes indeed, I've used Google Maps for metro navigation, and it is just amazing. The same case for the United States, but in my case, Latin America, Waze is the winner. Finally, on Friday, I asked you, why did you think that the Nexus 6 and Nexus 9 had underperformed, as the news were that Google's Q1 results reflected that they lost money only in that division. We have 1,052 comments, thanks a lot guys, out of which Joe Bob says, pricing because it's damn big, and yes, not everybody wants a phablet, good point. And Nick J says, Google could have put some effort into making this SID-Sync screen useful somehow, but no. Not even enhanced for built-in apps like the 6 Plus, or let alone dual-pane multitasking like the Note series, and that's my point. If you're going to have a phablet, I carry a Galaxy Note Edge, for example. The reason why I have it is because there is some added value to having such a large display, and that is the real problem why I don't like the Nexus 6 particularly. It's a big display, but it's just the big display. And then Tech1TV says, if Nexus 6 was for $499, Google would be richer, and yes, I think that was the biggest problem. The Nexus 6 is just too expensive for what it is, and there are so many great options out there that give you more things, more options like expandable storage and stuff like that for a better price tag or the same price tag. So I think that Google wasn't really being aggressive. It's like the original days of the Nexus, which is sad. That's it for the Pocket Now Daily Recap. Thank you very much for watching. A couple of tips if you want your comments to be featured. Number 1, keep them short. Number 2, stick to the point. Number 3, try to get some thumbs up. It helps us spot them a lot easier. You can also follow us on social media and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. You can follow me on Twitter, Jaime_Rivera. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I am Jaime Rivera. Thank you very much for watching. We will see you next week.